Are you being evicted? Did you know that contract you signed with your landlord, you can rescind it? Now, I've been getting a lot of people emailing me and also signing up for consultation calls in regards to rescission, more so concerned and having questions in regards to the eviction process and how they can rescind their lease agreement. I'm going to talk about that today. This process goes for any contract you may have signed. It could be your auto loan. It could be your furniture contract. Whatever contract that you had signed with your signature, you can administrate this process. According to 15 USC 1635, it talks about how the consumer can rescind their contract. If you was not given the notice of cancellation form explaining your right to rescind and all the disclosures that were supposed to have been provided to you when you signed that contract, then you have the right to rescind that contract. Now, if you was given all the disclosures and the forms explaining your right to rescind, now you have up to 3 days after you sign a contract to rescind and get back any money you put into that contract. I know we're talking about evictions, but like I said before, you can administrate this process with any contract you put your signature on. Now, I don't know about you, but I haven't received any disclosures or no forms explaining my right to rescind from any company. Since you was not given them forms, now you have up to 3 years. If you did receive them forms, you have up to 3 days. That's something to keep in mind. So if you are being evicted, you can rescind your contract. And if you ain't being evicted, you can still rescind your contract. So if you got your eviction notice already, what you want to do is make sure you get a copy of your lease. Get a copy of the lease you signed with the landlord. And on the face of your contract, you want to write rescind. You want to make sure you date it and sign it as well. Okay, somewhere on the contract, find a blank spot and sign it, and you want to make sure that you date it. Now they'll know that your rescinded contract was done before the date of your eviction. So the second thing you want to do is create an affidavit of truth. And in this affidavit of truth, you want to include the law 15 USC 1635. I highly recommend that you go back and read the entire law. That way you know exactly what is required from the company and you know exactly what is required from your end. So the title of your affidavit should be Affidavit of Rescission. That's what you need to name that document. So in your affidavit, you're pretty much telling your truth. Your affidavit is explaining who you are, your statement of identity, the reason for the affidavit, stating the facts to the problem. You don't want to go too much in detail telling your life story. Affidavits are not meant for that. You want to get straight to the point. You want to state your facts, details such as names, dates, times, and addresses. Each fact should be its own separate paragraph, and you should reference any supporting documents as far as exhibits, meaning proof to support your case. You also want to mention in your affidavit of truth that they should cease and desist from all collection activities and any other actions pertaining to debt obligation. So let's sum it all up. If you are getting evicted, you need to have your lease handy and write on the front of it, rescind. And you want to write your affidavit of truth stating your truth. And don't forget to include the law 15 USC 1635. You have to execute your process. Don't go in thinking that this is going to be an overnight fix for you. That's not how this works. The law is the law and it can be done, but it's up to you to execute your administration process the right way and not go in thinking that, oh, this is going to happen for me in a month. Oh, this is going to happen for me in 2 days. Administrate the way the law tells you to administrate. Now go back and read 15 USC 1635 so you can clearly understand what I'm talking about. So after you have done everything, you want to send a copy to the landlord and you also want to send a copy to the court. So if you are not getting evicted, you can do exactly what I'm telling you to do, the same steps, but not send it to the courts, just send it to your landlord. So after you have gathered all your information, your lease, your affidavit of truth, you want to make sure that you certify everything. Certified mail is the only way you want to send any rescission process to any company. You can go to UPS stores, FedEx, banks, or any credit union if they offer it. And you want to get your lease notarized and you also want to get your affidavit notarized. Now, after you have done those steps, you want to make sure you get a certificate of service. A certificate of service is a document showing what was served to the person you are sending this information to. You can get a certificate of service done with any notary. That certificate of service is just your proof showing all the documents that you provided on your end. Now, make sure you make copies of everything you send out. You keep the original copies. That's how you can rescind your contract. If you are somebody who need a blueprint of how the affidavit should even be or how you should write your affidavit, set up a consultation call. We do have a blueprint of the affidavit, but you should also make it your own, okay? Never copy everything from the blueprint. Make it your own. It's just an outline for you. So we do provide that. So set up a consultation call. Those are the steps. Execute them to your best. Read the laws and don't wait to be great, okay?